Have you ever done anything like this before?
No.
I have never done anything like this before.
It's just so all-encompassing in some ways.
No. So I'm a little nervous, but hopefully I will achieve the goal I've set for myself.
Nothing to this scale. That was just a one-day event. This nowhere near a 10-week campaign for a cause.
Why did you decide to run as a candidate for Man and Woman of the Year?
You think I would have thought of how to answer this question by now, right?
I decided to run for my grandfather. He died when I was 10 years old. If the technology we had today for blood cancer had been around, he would have been around for another 10 or 15 years.
Initially, I was like, no, I'll just help out. Like, I can just fundraise on the side. But then it was, you know what, let's do this. Let's say yes to something that scares me and is going to push me, and it's for an amazing cause. And so didn't really have a real reason to say no.
I'm a cancer survivor, and I survived getting hit by a car. So it's one of those things where I feel like the universe is out to get me. And before I go, I want to make sure I make a difference.
My mom means so much to me, and I feel like those funds raised in her name is a small way to say thank you.
I just thought, somebody that wakes up one day and goes to a doctor's appointment and very unexpectedly receives a diagnosis, they didn't have the option of whether or not they wanted to be scared and whether or not they wanted to back out. I didn't really feel like it was right for me to avoid that because I was afraid, because these other people don't get that opportunity.
Both my mom and my grandma have passed away from cancer, and I've been trying to figure out ways to honor their legacies in the best way possible.
We lost my pop to cancer, even though he had lived an amazing life. It really took him away from my family, which was really hard for us.
My grandfather, who is Joe, he's who I was named for, passed away right after the end of the 2018 Man Woman of the Year campaign. Being part of the last 2 years of the campaign has made me feel like I could actually do something to combat the missing feeling in my life that was, created by the loss of my grandfather.
I'd never really put to words how I felt about my sister dying of cancer. So it was an opportunity for me to address it in a really constructive way. She died when she was 16 years old, and there was really no good treatment for her.
Every day we're getting closer and closer to finding a cure. I feel like this is my way of being a part of that.
Her bucket list towards the end was doing charity work to give back for everything she'd been given.
Okay, we have to do something. Has to be something to do. This touches everybody so often.
I just don't want people to be left without a shot, I want people, if they're faced with cancer, to have options, have treatment, have an opportunity to fight it.
And I'm never going to med school. I don't ever want to think about that portion of it, so I'm certainly not going to actually develop a cure myself. But what I am good at doing is talking to people, and if you want me to talk about something that's meaningful, this is the easiest thing I found to talk about.
I've been brought into this community of people, and I really can't think of a better thing to do than just basically just get together with my friends and the people that matter most in my life, who also have people who matter most in their lives, and just raise a bunch of money to really just kick some ass.
Do you feel ready for the campaign to start?
I don't think anyone feels ready to begin a fundraiser campaign like this. I think you just have to kind of do it.
It's a huge task, but I know that I can take on any challenge that gets in my way.
I'm looking forward to the campaign because I know it's gonna be challenging as well for a lot of different reasons. I feel like I don't know what's happening next, but I'm excited about it.
Most of my life has been baptism by fire, so there's probably nothing that I've not had to deal with already. So I'm ready for whatever comes.
Pandemic screwed us.
Oh my God. Things have changed pretty significantly.
It's been a heavy year, to say the least.
I think this group of candidates have definitely been put to the test.
My life in particular, if you put it on paper and say now go out and raise money, you would think that that person would be crazy.
I think it'd be easy to kind of give up with all the other things going on.
But cancer doesn't stop.
It is affecting people right here, right now. And actually, the immunocompromised population is mostly affected by COVID.
If you're getting cancer treatment right now, it's really hard.
In life, you always kind of have to find the silver lining, which is what I've done with my cancer for the last, 10 years. I appreciate life on a whole different level because I understand the value of the minute, the second. Every moment counts. And I think that's the way that people are actually seeing this with this pandemic now.
I'm very grateful every day that I wake up. I'm very grateful that I am healthy. And a lot of times we forget to do that. And this gives us, I think, some time to remember what we're here on earth for, which to me is to make a difference.
People are fighting for their lives all over the world right now. And then we're asking them to still look within themselves, be selfless, and help other people.
I've seen a willingness to give and people coming together, which I love.
You see with the Black Lives Matter movement, the streets are filled with people of all races, and the acknowledgement that some things have to change, that gives you hope.
Battling cancer can be so mentally defeating and emotionally draining and just physically exhausting. So being able to join a movement that's for such a great cause, it shows how much love and support there really is out there in the world.
I think the thing that inspires me the most about LLS is how committed the staff is, how deeply they care, how so many of them are survivors themselves, and how this is their life.
Yeah, you just want to help in some way so that maybe, less people experience the pain that you feel when you lose someone.
And I understand that they have a whole section for children, and that's what bought it for me.
People have to understand, like when they read the word Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, you may not know what those words are, but the whole mantra is let's beat cancer.
Because it's not invasive, blood cancer research can lead to cures for all sorts of cancer.
We're sort of fighting them all by partnering with LLS.
Most of the money goes right back into research or right back into supporting patients. And having gone through that process with my mother and knowing that this organization is out there every day helping people is amazing.
During COVID-19, a lot of these patients and survivors are immune compromised. And what LLS is doing to financially help them, that is amazing.
Because cancer does affect every one of us and cancer does not discriminate.
The thing that inspires me the most about LLS are the connections that it engenders across all different kinds of people in different socioeconomic statuses, not only in my own life that I've made through my involvement in the campaign, but the impact that we have through the patient advocacy and the research and the patient access. It multiplies over and over and over.
Looking at how far we've come, diagnoses today are not death sentences, and that's amazing, and it's primarily because of this organization.
It was brought to my attention that, Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, they were big proponents in funding testing, which I was actually a part of for immunotherapy. And, so this is basically my thank you.
Obviously, we're filming these before you've even started.
Yeah.
So is there anything that you would like to say to your future self on that final day of fundraising?
That's a good one.
Joe from so many weeks ago, I really hope you didn't procrastinate.
I know it hasn't been easy, to say the least, but I hope to be proud of myself.
Everything that you've done to get to the point where you are now, it is worth it.
It was worth the time and the energy and the stress because you did something great for a lot of people, and that was the whole point to begin with.
The money we're raising, it's like these little slivers that we're all putting together to make a big sliver. And so, I hope I can say like, yeah, you did your best, and that's all you can do.
You're being something that's bigger than yourself.
I still, worked my butt off. And that's all you can do right now. And I know that I've made a difference.
You rose to the challenge to do something really incredible and worthwhile.
Along with all these wonderful, wonderful other candidates, team members, supporters, friends, family. And you should applaud yourself just for getting to the end.
I feel like I'm really proud of the work that everybody's been able to do, even though it's quite different than what I think everybody originally anticipated.
You could have given up, but you didn't. If I somehow saved a life, it's all worth it.
This is something really amazing and is exactly what we were looking for. So
Congrats.
You gave it your all. You fought to the end, never quit, and you finished the drill. I'm proud of you.
There will be a dollar amount, whatever that is, but the most important thing to remember is what you're doing, the good that you're putting out there in the world, and that this is really going to help people.
Well, future self, congratulations on making it wherever you ended up making it.
I would also like to say just thank you to my future self and all the future selves of the team members and people running for Man and Woman of the Year, because I think what we're doing is incredible. So congratulations to all of us.
What do you want to tell your future self?
Let's see. Don't drink too much tonight.
That's great. That's a great answer. I think that's all we need.